Is eating vegetarian better for fat loss? So many people message me and ask me about different types of pea protein and, hey, I can't lose weight, but I'm a vegetarian. I don't understand why. Is it better? Should you be doing that? Should you stop eating meat? What is the real truth? I'm gonna tell you today. So when it comes to losing body fat, I've beaten this up so many times. If you subscribe and watch my other videos, you'll hear the truth behind it. But when you're trying to lose body fat and alter the way your body looks, you need to be focusing and making sure that you're in a calorie deficit. So what that means is you're burning less calories, you're eating less calories than your body's burning. Okay? If you don't know how to get into a calorie deficit, you need to, the basic bare bones minimal, I don't know who's listening to this on the other end, take your body weight, times that by 10 to 12, again, give or take, I don't know who's listening to this, but take your body weight times 10 or 12, and that will give you how many calories you need to lose weight. Simple way to do it, right? So if you don't know how to do it, there you go. I just told you. And you should lose body fat with those numbers. Again, give or take. But if you're not in a calorie deficit, it doesn't matter if you eat meat, if you eat carnivore, if you eat keto, if you vegetarian, you're not gonna lose 1 pound. It's just the way it works. Sorry to break it to you, it's just the way it works. Now, first and foremost, I probably should have prefaced this video by saying, if you believe and have the belief that you're eating vegetarian because of the animals, I wholeheartedly agree with you, and I think you should keep going. I think that that's a great thing, and you should do that. So if that's why you're a vegetarian, I applaud you, and I commend you, and I say keep going. That's what I would say to you. But if you're eating vegetarian thinking that you're gonna lose body fat from doing that, you are totally incorrect. In fact, being a vegetarian is much harder to actually alter your physique because you're not getting in quality, full sources of protein that contain all the amino acids needed to fuel muscle building. In fact, someone who is a vegetarian needs to be consuming way more protein than somebody who's not a vegetarian because they are lacking all the amino acids they need in the food that they're eating. Vegetarian sources of protein are incomplete when it comes to the amount of amino acids in each protein source. So for example, a piece of chicken, piece of protein, animal source of protein, around 3 to 5 ounces, will give you all the amino acids needed to stimulate muscle, to build muscle, and burn fat, and so on and so forth. But a vegetarian source, it may be about double the amount to get that. Plus, when you have a vegetarian source of food, it's also going to contain a good amount of carbohydrates and even some fat with that. So, like I said, 4-ounce piece of chicken breast is around 100 calories, give or take, 110, 120 calories, to give you that 25 grams of good quality protein with all the amino acids needed, whereas a vegetarian source of protein, to get that same 25 grams of protein, is probably gonna be around 150 to 200, give or take the food that you eat. So that's one of the problems with it. That doesn't mean it's impossible. I've worked with so many vegetarians who have altered their physique, but again, it all boils down to the basic science. Get in a calorie deficit, making sure you're eating enough protein, and then just monitoring everything else from there. It's not a magic formula that, oh, okay, I wanna lose weight, so I'm just gonna eat vegetarian, I'm not gonna eat meat anymore. In fact, most people who do that will actually gain weight because what do? You know, the number one food that Americans eat the number one food can't spit this out today. The number one food Americans consume, the number one vegetable Americans consume is potatoes in the form of French fries. That's not really an optimal food choice to make when you're trying to lose body fat. You can have French fries when you're trying to lose body fat, but it's very easy to overeat them and you're not going to be full and satisfied doing that. Plus, it doesn't have a lot of vitamins and minerals in them. So if you're eating vegetarian to try to lose weight, you need to make sure that the basics are in there. You need to make sure that you're in a calorie deficit and that you're consuming enough protein. For someone who's a vegetarian, I don't know who's listening to this. A person who eats animal protein would need about 1 gram per pound of body weight. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you want 200 grams of protein. For a vegetarian, it's going to be a lot more than that, 1.25 to 1.5 grams per pound of body weight. Again, don't know who's listening to this, but just depending on the person, you want to make sure you're getting in more protein because the protein that you're going to be eating is not as good quality, okay? So You're not gonna lose body fat just because you ate vegetarian. There's nothing wrong with meats. Again, unless on an ethical reason you think that you should be eating that, then that's good. I commend you for that. Keep doing it. But if you're trying to do it just because you want to lose weight, it's probably not going to get you there, because if that's the way your thinking is, if you don't have those basics down, nothing is going to happen. Like, if you guys are interested in coaching and help with all this and all of our other products, click the link below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you on the next one.